All right, so since this is a negative number, we know it's going to open down. So that means it's a reflection. So I guess I should have put that there as well. So I know I said open down, it's going to be a reflection. You can just put open down, that's fine. It's going to be a reflection. And since that 2 is a bigger number, it's going to be a vertical stretch. Okay, the bigger the number, the more it stretches. Notice here, 2/3. That is a small number. It's positive, it's going to open up. So it's just going to be a V that goes up, where here this is a V that goes down. And 2/3 is less than 1, so it's going to be a vertical shrink or compression. All right, we're almost done. This next little slide, we're literally putting all of these things together, okay? So we got to look, what does the A do to the graph? What does the +4 do to the graph? What does the +9 do to the graph? Okay, so we're going to put all those different transformations all together in one. Let me move this so you guys can actually see that. All right, so the first thing you always want to do is remember, this is the parent function. So that would be the basic, easy graph. And we want to describe what happens if we have an A in front of there. If we have an H inside with the X. And what do we have when we have a number at the end? What do all these things do to that graph? All right, so let's first talk about the A. Remember, your A determines whether or not it's a vertical stretch or a shrink. Also, if it goes up or down. So we're going to talk about that A. Since this A is positive, it's going to open up. And since this is not a fraction, it's going to be a vertical stretch. All right, what happens with this number now? Let's use orange. Remember, the number in with the X moves on the X-axis. And it's always the opposite. Okay, so that one, sorry, I'm going to move it down here, means it's going to be a horizontal horizontal shift, and it's going to be the opposite. You would think it goes right because it's positive, but it actually goes left. Only in with the X. And then the last one we need to talk about is the K at the end. Since that 9 is not in with the X, it's going to be a vertical shift up 9. So it's going to take that V, it's going to stretch it, and it's going to shift it left 4 and up 9. Okay? All right. So let me do one more. I'm going to do number 2, and then I want you to try these two. So you're going to try three and 4 yourself. Pause the video. I'll tell you how to do it, but make sure you try it yourself first. All right, so the first thing I want you to notice is there is an imaginary 1 there. They don't write it, but it's going to be a -1. And since that is a negative, we know it's going to open down. That means it's going to be a reflection. Since this number is 1, it's not going to have a vertical stretch or a vertical shrink. It's not going to do anything. So we're not going to have that stretching or that compression. It's just going to be a regular V. So that's all we have to talk about is that negative. And this -8 Remember, it's in with the X. It's going to do the opposite. So we're going to have a horizontal shift. And you would think it goes left because it's negative, but it actually does the opposite and it goes right. 8. And at the end, the last little bit, it's still a +7. So that tells us it's going to be a vertical shift. And since it's positive, it's going to go up 7. All right, so do these to yourself. Pause the video, give it a shot, try it. All right, let's go over it now. So we have two things. We have a negative and it's a 3. So we know it's going to have a reflection. So that means it's going to open down. Plus, this 3 is not 1. It's bigger than 1. Anything that's bigger than 1 is going to be a vertical stretch. So ignore the 3, or ignore the negative. Just look at that 3. That 3 means it's going to go up 3, right 1. All right. Now what does that green do? Oops. Sorry, not green. Orange. That is in with the x-axis, so we know it's going to be horizontal. Shift. And it's going to be the opposite of what we would think. So it's going to go right. 2. And the number at the end, that is going to be a vertical shift. Vertical is up and down. Vertical shift. Since it's negative, it's going to be down 5. Let me move my camera out of the way. Since this is positive, we're not going to have a reflection. It's just going to be a V that opens up. V that opens up. Not even going to talk about that, but we know this is a fraction. Remember, fractions make it fat. So this is going to be a vertical shrink. So that means if we were to graph it, we would go up 1, right 2. Versus this one over here, since it's 2 over 1, we would go up 2, right 1. That's different. And then this number here means it's going to be a horizontal. Just remember, anything in with the X is horizontal. Anything outside of the X is vertical. Inside the X is horizontal. Outside the X is vertical. And it's opposite. So it's going to be the opposite of adding 3, which is going to be minusing 3. So it's going to go left 3. You would think, because it's a positive 3, it would go right, but it doesn't. It does the opposite of what you would think. And then this one at the end is going to be a vertical shift down 1 unit because it's a negative. All right, hopefully that helps you a little bit more. We're going to be working on this all week, so you will get some more practice on that. But be sure you take notes, and thanks for watching.